Hello everyone, I'm not dead yet, and today we are talking about Greg Doucette, who seems to have found himself in a little bit of drama recently, and whenever, as is custom for Greg Doucette to find himself in a little bit of serious drama, I am here to ham-fist my way into the situation and give my opinions when very few people actually ask for it. So for those of you that have no idea what's going on, a man named Geoffrey Verdi Schofield made a video criticizing Greg in which he calls Greg G-Shred in reference to V-Shred. In his video, he mentions the fact that Greg's new aggressive marketing strategy with his newsletter, as well as the fact that Greg is now selling $1,000 diet and training plans, which he himself does not make, but rather a team of people whom he chose specifically to do this, is very similar to the things that Greg criticized V-Shred for doing and continuing to do to this day. In response, it seems that Greg Doucette has taken down the video. Now, what are my opinions on that? I don't have one, and let me tell you why. All I know is I do not like copyright strikes. Those seem very bad. I do not like copy strikes. However, according to some stuff that Johnny Shreve has said, some of the stuff in Jeffrey's video could have been subject to copyright. However, I recently watched a video by Jeffrey responding to that claim, saying that what was shown in there was a custom plan, which really should not be grounds for copyright claim. I do not know the full extent of all of this. There's a lot of information that seems to be left in the dark, and everybody seems to be weighing in, except for Greg Doucette himself. So, I reserve my final conclusive opinion until I have all the information. I do not want to say anything officially conclusive until I have all sides of the story, and I'm sure at this point we will get Greg Doucette's side of the story relatively soon. All I know is I do not like copyright strikes. This does not seem very good. However, there may be there may be pieces of the puzzle missing, as there were. Also, Alagon Curie made a response video to Geoffrey's video, also calling Greg G-Shred, and that video is still up. I will have it linked in the description. So, if Greg was just going on this tirade trying to take down any video that criticized him, why would he take down Geoffrey's video but leave up Alagon Curie's? It just doesn't really make sense. So that is my opinion on the general situation. However, what I wanted to turn on the camera and talk about today is commercialization. Growing your brand, biggering for all you Lorax fans out there. Because it's pretty clear to me and to anyone who is watching that Greg Doucette has been commercializing his brand for the past while now, if you've been paying attention. You can see it on his Instagram when he posts little clips of stuff from his YouTube channel that essentially sums up his views and makes them really digestible and marketable for people who have no idea who he is. You can see it from the way his Instagram stories have gone from kind of a personal touch that are a little rougher on the edges to very clean, crisp, and professional. You see it. And the issue, I don't necessarily think commercialization is a bad thing. However, I don't necessarily think that commercialization is a good thing either. It really depends on the individual, because I believe that commercialization is inevitable. We see it with a lot of YouTubers who eventually end up making it big. As they get more and more popular, they attempt to make their content quote-unquote better. You know, better quality camera, better quality sound design, more edits, more editors, this, that, and the other thing. And in doing that, they lose a little bit of the humanity and personal touch that got them their following to begin with. I think it's rather inevitable in the kind of culture that has been created on YouTube, because sure, you will be lambasted for commercializing your brand and growing better and better, because you'll lose that humanity. But yet, if you keep that humanity and you keep the potato quality mic and the crappy camera, people will get mad at you for not putting effort into and investing into your channel. So I do think to a certain extent commercialization is inevitable, especially if you're looking to make money, and Greg Doucette is certainly looking to make money. He said it in multiple videos. He is not shy about it. So what I want to do with this video is warn not just Greg, but my viewers as well about the dangers of corporate greed, because none of us are immune to corporate greed. Is Greg the next V-Shred? I do not know, but he very well could be if he does not keep his pride in check. Pride is a very dangerous thing, because if you are not actively trying to keep your pride in check, it will consume you, and it becomes infinitely more easy to be consumed by your pride and your ego when you are someone like Greg, who is at the pinnacle of his popularity, at the top of the industry right now, surrounded by people that love, respect, and adore him, and will continuously affirm everything he's saying in his own mind. Pride has been the downfall of many great men. I have seen it, and it almost was my own downfall as well. And as your friend Greg, that is something that I would never ever want to see happen to you. And before anybody goes around and starts trying to call me a hater or something, you are no better. The reason why I'm issuing this warning is because literally anyone can fall victim to their own greed, pride, and ego. Greg Doucette is no exception. You people need to stop looking at Greg like he's some infallible god. There are two types of people when it comes to Greg Doucette that I have found. Those that put him up on this pedestal and say that he can do no wrong, and those that just think that he's the worst person in the world and are looking for a chance to expose him as the piece of crap he actually is. Me, I'm in the middle. I see him as a dude who has done some good things, but is also capable of doing some bad things. Good people can do bad people can do good things, and you need to remember that. Sure, do I think Greg Doucette has fallen into the abyss or has been consumed by his pride? No, I don't think so, at least not yet, but he very well could if he does not do his best to keep things on track. And that is what we have to remember here. This is a person we are dealing with, not just a deity that represents either the best of the industry or the worst of the industry. Keep that in mind. So, Greg, you know I am not a hater. You know I'm not a mosquito. You of all people should know better than anybody else that I am none of those things. So ultimately, my advice to you, and maybe you know this already, but I'm saying it anyway, is this. If multiple people, friends and enemies alike, say very similar things about you, whatever they are saying is most likely true in some capacity. How true it is ultimately up for you to decide, but if multiple people say the same or similar things about you, there is most likely some truth to their words. My advice to you at the end of the day comes down to this. For the love of God, keep your pride in check. I'm not saying you've let it run out of control, but the second you start saying it will never happen to me is the second it'll start happening to you. Because then you begin to justify everything you say and do as nope, it's that I'm not falling down, I'm not going down that path because what I am doing is right and I am doing the right thing. I am the protagonist of this story, and so as the protagonist of this story, everything I do must be right? So again, this is not an attack on Greg's character. This is not an attack on who he is as a person. This is not an attack on who he is as a friend. He's been a great friend and nothing but nice to me. However, I am recognizing the fact that he is human and that if he doesn't put an active effort in to keep his pride in check, it will consume him like it will consume anybody. But that is really all I have to say for this video. Until next time, I'm not dead yet. And if you aren't either, there is always a tomorrow waiting for you. It's up to you to keep yourself in check to make sure that future is a bright one.